YNW Melly appeared in court for the first time in months. The retrial has been paused since the state filed an appeal back in January. The appeal is based around the documentary on Melly's YouTube channel being admitted into evidence. There's a part in the documentary where it says Melly was present in the car during the quote-unquote drive-by. The state filed this appeal and they know it's going to get denied. They're just buying more time to build a better case on Melly. That's what I think. I reported that 2 months ago. People have been asking me for months what's happening with the Melly trial. It's paused. Nothing's happening. Melly's team is trying to get it to proceed. The state is literally saying no. That's what happened today in court. You only get like a 30-second clip. You'll see at the end of this video. I don't know why there was no live stream of court, so we don't really get much of court footage, but yeah, hit subscribe. Here we go. All right, so first thing we got right here is state's motion to strike the defendant's request for status hearing and permission to proceed with litigation. So it says on January 25th, 2024, the state filed a notice of appeal, blah, blah, blah. So now it's going to go up to the appellate courts. On February 7th, the defendant filed a notice of cross appeal. First and foremost, the court doesn't have jurisdiction to hear nor rule in the defendant's motion. The state is saying a stay has been issued, which means like no more court essentially until the appeal is finished. The defendant's motion states in paragraph 3 that on April 10th, 2024, defense counsel contacted the appellate counsel for the state and alleges that it was of the state's opinion that there's no need to file any motion with the 4th DCA as they believe the trial court can still proceed on. The undersigned is quite perplexed why counsel for the defendant would circumvent contacting the lead attorney on the case to discuss matters related to the above captioned case. Instead, call others for answers. At the very least, the undersigned should have been included in these conversations. So the state's mad at Melly's team trying to figure out everything to fucking speed up the case, pretty much. It was Melly's bald white lawyer, Daniel Aronson or whatever, regarding a general question as to whether discovery could continue on with a case currently on appeal. At no time did anyone state there is no need to file any motion with the 4th DCA. Additionally, it appears counsel attempted the same tactic with the Attorney General's office. Another partner in defense counsel's firm had contacted the AG's office. While on the phone with the Assistant Attorney General, the attorney placed defense counsel for Demons on the phone, who generally asked if discovery can proceed while the case is on appeal. Due to the general nature of this question without being provided any details, the Assistant Attorney General responded that discovery can proceed as long as the matter did not impact the appeal. Had the undersigned been included in these conversations, counsel for the defendant would have been reminded that a stay has been issued in this case, a fact left out of the conversation that had been taking place. So the state is mad that the defense was trying to go around them to try to figure out if they can continue on the trial. Even though there was a stay issued and they can't really do anything and it's at a standstill. Counsel for the defendant is bound by the rules of the appellate procedure and should follow them in seeking relief. They should not seek legal advice from attorneys employed by the state of Florida due to the inherent conflict of interest, blah, blah, blah. Defendant's third motion to compel forensic images of the cell phones belonging to Christopher Thomas and Anthony Williams. The undersigned learned that law enforcement has not provided the forensic images of Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas Jr.'s phone. They were assured that a new detective would be doing a second download of the phones and the proper forensic download would be provided. However, instead of the forensic download, the state attorney provided a subset of data in a 5- and 6-page PDF, limited to a few items out of millions, that is unusable in any defense. So they like gave them 5 pages when they should have given them like hundreds of pages or something apparently. The prosecution has access to the phones of Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas. If you don't remember, that's the victims. That's Juvy and Sak chaser. According to the PDF report, has created forensic copies of those devices, however, have refused and continue to refuse to provide a copy to the defense. This motion has been filed twice before and in support of the state attorney's flagrant and ongoing discovery violations. Buckaloo alleged that the phones could not be turned over due to the belief by state attorney's office that the decedent, Anthony Williams, was engaging in sexual relations with young girls and there were maybe pictures on the videos of these young girls on the phone. But it's important to know that this fiction that Anthony Williams created CP or is in possession of such on his phone has unilaterally been created by the state of Florida. The defense is not in possession of any evidence that would support the allegation being made by the new team of prosecutors. Nonetheless, Buckaloo maintained in January 24 that the download would need to be reviewed for CP before being disclosed. The state has not provided any reason why the cell phone of Christopher Thomas can't be provided. So the defense thinks that the state is lying about this whole CP situation with Sak Chaser. Either way, just turn over the phone files. I mean, how hard is that? I feel like I could get that done in an hour. Do we have the file right here? Oh, yep, let's download it. I can send it to them in a goddamn Dropbox or Google Drive. There it is, done. Like, what are we doing here? So obviously, Melly's team is pointing out this is Brady and they need to turn it over immediately. The obligations under Brady trump any and all protections that the state may ordinarily have in not turning over required information. All right, so this was filed 2 days ago. Defendant's motion to set aside stay or modify stay to allow discovery to proceed. So basically, what I would imagine here is Melly's lawyer is going to ask to, keep this going. Like, let's get this going. Let's allow discovery to proceed. On January 26th, Honorable Court granted the state's motion for stay, basically stalling the entire case to give them time. I said that in my last video when I reported on this whole appeal. They know this appeal is going to get denied. This is literally just giving themselves more time to build a case on Melly because they're new prosecutors on the case and they like just got the case. Because remember, they got the other prosecutor kicked off. Counsel has not been able to locate court records filed with this court requesting a stay. Okay. Therefore, if undersigned counsel's search is correct, it was improper for this court to grant the stay as there was no motion filed in the lower tribunal. Oh, so Melly's team is saying this whole stay is improper. Therefore, this court has jurisdiction to modify the stay that was issued to allow the defense to proceed with discovery, including taking of depositions, motions to compel discovery, and all matters surrounding discovery. I can't believe we don't already have all the discovery. Like, what? There's already one trial. How has the state not sent the defense all the discovery? This is a retrial. I mean, I know there's different tactics and everything, but how do they not have everything? This is crazy to me. Therefore, whether a stay was properly put in place or whether it was not, this court certainly has jurisdiction to amend the stay or declare it not having any effect as it was improperly rendered and allow for discovery to proceed. Okay. So for some reason, there was no stream of court or any official video whatsoever. So this is all we have is this short put up on YouTube. And as you can see, but my boy's dreads are long as hell now. I still can't believe he has those grills in. But this was from today. This is
You're on appeal because Your Honor granted their motion to suppress evidence.
She just said, we're on appeal because Your Honor granted a motion to suppress evidence. The documentary of where it's an adopted admission, they're trying to say where he says he was in the car with them, but it was clearly an editor that typed that, like a video editor typed it, not Melly was editing his documentary.
Because of that caveat, we do not have to file a motion. The stay is automatic.
So she's saying the stay is automatic. They don't have to file a motion. Interesting. That whole document I read where they're saying the stay wasn't, it was improper. In other weird news, Bryce and Paul also reported Melly has been transferred from Broward County Jail to Paul Rain Detention Facility in Pompano Beach. Paul Rain is a medium security prison for adults. Melly's been detained at Broward County Jail since he surrendered to authorities in February 2019. Melly's co-defendant, Bortland, stays at Broward County Jail as he awaits trial. So very strange. I don't know if I've ever heard of anyone being moved from a jail to a prison awaiting trial that's not convicted. It probably happens here and there, but I've just never really heard that. Some people would say prisons are nicer than jails. Like you have more leniency and more freedom in prisons because, it's like not a temporary thing. You're in there for years and people get comfortable and the guards probably get a little bit more comfortable with people in there. But I guess it all depends on the facility. But strange that he's being moved. Why is Melly being moved 5 years later? Like, I don't understand that at all. If you know anything, comment down below. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the Melly update. I mean, not much is happening. He has more court on May 7th for the rest of the motions, but we're going to see. The judge didn't really rule on anything today. So yeah, subscribe, join the channel membership. Love you guys. Peace out.